Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite extraordinary, quite incredible, quite unlike anything you may have experienced in your life.
Joe, what it do? Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Takeover Show, episode number 7. Lucky number 7.
There you go.
Give us another round of applause, man. Come on. Guys, today, lower it down a little bit, man.
Guys, keep it down over there, please.
Yeah, come on, guys. Jesus, we got a full house right now. And guys, with me, as always, I got the crew. I got owner of Next Gen Sports and Ducci's, a very sexy Mr. Chuy.
What up, guys? And next to me, I got Mr. Handsome, and he's back. Where you been?
I'm back and I'm better.
Hey,
I was finding myself, and I got lost, so I probably have to leave out of town again.
How's the jungle?
It was so I was here in El Paso, and I left to Phoenix. I left one hot place for even a hot.
Oh my God! I was wondering. He said, "Hey man, I'm feeling kind of sick. I'm gonna be out for a day or two." That guy was out for a week.
Maybe two.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. But anyways, guys, we got a very, very special guest today. I'm super excited to finally get to talk to her. She is owner of Nubes Dispensary over at Sunland Park. Please help me welcome Ms. BRANDI Gutierrez. Come on, guys, give it up. Come on. BRANDI, again, thank you so much for giving us your time. We've rescheduled this at least 7 times, I believe.
I think it was because he was on vacation.
That's what it
put
was.
It back on me.
Boo.
You're on that vacation.
Yeah, dude, look at him, man.
Got a good tan going.
I'm glad you found yourself, Danny. I'm glad you're back. Our boy Kevin is sitting out. He's taking care of the cameras right now. You're not in trouble, Kevin, all right? Kevin's sitting down over there like he's just got in trouble or something, like he's waiting for
his timeout to
end. Yeah. But all right, guys, let's get into it. Well, before we start, oh man, I was about to get in big trouble right here if I don't do this. I want to give a big shout out to our friend and sponsor, our boy Kino over at Palace Media Marketing and Studio One. Guys, all their information is at the link below. You guys make sure if you guys need a haircut, need some pictures, you know a model that wants to do some stuff. Just hit up Kino, man. Hit up Kino. And while you're here, get on the show, man. Get on the show. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. It's BRANDI Gutierrez, like I said, owner of Nubes Dispensary. She is one of the very few Hispanic females that are that own a dispensary. Am I right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So give that a triple horn.
Yeah, so is that like? Hell yeah! Congratulations. Because that's a big step, honestly, for the whole state of New Mexico and the whole people in the United States that like to consume cannabis. Because it's not always about alcohol.
Yep.
You know.
Absolutely.
And it's medicine. It's medical. It's not just to get high and get fucking stupid. No, like I'm a big pro with cannabis, and like I have broken both elbows at my wrist and a couple fingers. So I don't like taking painkillers. I don't like. So my go-to is the palms. You know. The go-to,
absolutely.
You know? But congratulations.
But it's recreational too. Let's not, you know.
But
can you go to?
But that's a big step. Coming that you're one of the few Hispanic ladies in the game. That's pretty hard. How does that go?
It's very important, like he said. Like one, that you're a woman, of course, and then being Hispanic.
Super.
Like two, the things are like.
Not just that, guys, but she's from El Paso, right?
Yes.
Born and raised. Give her another round of applause. Man. We're just gonna be doing this all day, guys. It's like
applause, they're gonna get tired.
Yeah, no, they won't get tired, man. No, dude. They paid a lot of money to be in here. They're gonna stay here all day. But tell us about that. What side of town did you grow up? What high school did you go to? How was life in El Paso when you were young?
Absolutely. So I grew up in Horizon.
Horizon.
Damn, East Side.
What? There's
Yeah.
still people that live out there?
I think it was
Horizon
just
is
her.
You know,
big.
it's huge. Back then it was just me,
brother.
but now.
Nah, I wouldn't knock on Horizon now.
No.
Yeah.
Horizon is huge, man. I might even move over there.
It's nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
They've done so much. They paved all my running territory.
paved.
But it's beautiful.
There's roads.
I was going to say it's beautiful. All dirt roads.
Yeah.
No more.
Nah,
no
bro,
more.
it's
So yeah, how was that? How was it back then? Horizon, man. I can't even picture Horizon right now. All I see is
dirt.
Yeah.
That actually, I think, describes my upbringing. When I grew up in Horizon, there were no roads. The nearest Walmart was 20 minutes away, and that wasn't when the back road from Pelicano was paved. This is when you had to go all the way out Horizon Boulevard to the freeway, back up to the east side, and then to Zaragoza, and then over.
So you had to go basically the loop.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Damn.
And so, I think that kind of inspired a lot of people in Horizon to say, well, we need to get out of here. And all there was to do was run. And so that was my life growing up, was just, was honestly just running and school. And that's kind of all there was to do out there.
And then eventually you hit college. Where'd you go to college?
NMSU.
NMSU.
Aggie. We got an Aggie in the house over there.
Un Aggie. So what did you end up studying in college?
Chemistry.
Oh, okay.
How was that?
Botany.
How many years did
Chemistry,
you?
and then the business that she's in now, dude. I think I've seen this movie. Yeah. It's a show, right? But tell us a little bit about that. I want to know, when was it that you got into this cannabis industry, or when did you decide, hey, this is what I want to do? This is was it during school, during chemistry? Did you
Actually, no. There's a really big jump between my school passion versus where I am today. So, well, I won't say a big jump, but there is a jump. I used to be a cancer researcher as well. So
respect.
that's what I did in my undergrad years. So I was very passionate about health, medicine, but I was also kind of burnt out with school when I graduated.
School's for fools?
No, well, hey.
That's what I thought. But then I was a fool, and now I'm going to school.
I think, you know what? I think life has its own, like life in its own right is school. Yeah. And wherever you choose to learn is where you're going to learn. Like, I learned more in the cannabis industry than I'm not going to say that I did in school, but
cut that.
But I definitely will say it was its own class in its own right, and so it was like going to business school while still working. And
School of Hard Knocks.
exactly,
I learned a lot in the streets, man. That's what I was taught in the streets. But that's cool. So how long after like graduating did you get into the business? Like right after?
To try to slow down and speed up my timeline, my first big girl job immediately after I graduated high school was a teaching job.
Okay.
And I went and became a high school chemistry teacher in Houston.
Dude, this is a show, bro. This is a show. I've seen this show before.
Where's Jesse? Which one of you is Jesse?
Which one of them is Jesse?
And so I did that for a while, and honestly, it was a great experience. It was rough. It definitely. I give shout out to teachers. They definitely have their work cut out for them.
Oh, dude, I would never be a teacher, bro. Ever.
It takes patience.
Yeah, I bet.
But on top of that, it was kind of wearing me out, and I was really kind of missing the research life.
Okay.
And on top of that, I was in Houston with my family. My partner, he has PTSD. He was fresh out of the military, and so going through his process through the VA, it just was not really helping him the way we felt he needed help. And in Texas, even now, it's very restricted. And at the time, 10 years ago, it was way more restricted.
You couldn't even say the word.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't. In fact, I still have a beanie that has the marijuana leaf. And at the time, I thought I was gangster when I was wearing it. And now everyone's like, what's with the old
There's
hat?
a 7-year-old kid running around with a beanie on it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's this running joke that they say is like, Texas, like we want to like legalize marijuana, and they're like, no, but here's some more guns.
Drop the weed. Here's some bullets. Yeah.
Damn.
So we decided kind of, I guess, my partner and I were both pretty big risk takers, and we said, let's jump into the industry. And so we moved from Texas all the way to Washington, and we both jumped into the industry, and I got in with a company as an R&D chemist.
Okay.
In cannabis. And at the time, Washington had just legalized, went from medical to rec. So this was, brand spanking new in the industry.
Floor.
Yeah, exactly. I worked with that company for a little while. And I think, and you can attest to this kind of with your experience in the cannabis industry, if you just jump in, you're not going to do just your job description. You're going to do 1,000 other things.
I was about to ask
learn
what jobs you did there.
You're going to help from the bottom ground up.
Yeah, exactly. And think about it. It's a new industry, and these are all new businesses in a new industry. So yeah, everyone's
trying to
doing
figure
a
it out.
little bit,
Yeah.
figuring it out. Exactly. And so I did that for a little bit, did chemistry for that company. And like I said, it was a little bit of everything. So you do packaging, you learn about compliance, which is its own section in the industry.
During this time, did you ever feel like, oh man, I this risk is gonna be bad? Like, it's not going how I wanted. It's not something you expected, or were you still like, little by little, or what was your thought during that time?
The moment I jumped into the industry, I didn't feel like I had a choice to look back. And the reason was because it was 10 years ago. And as I said, I have my degree. And back in the day, it was a conscious decision to say, I'm going to, with a degree, jump into the industry because there was still so much stigma in the U.S. Colorado and now Washington were really the only two legal states.
Yeah, honestly, I remember driving to Colorado just for my bag of fun. I'm not going to lie to you, those 10 hours, bro.
Self-snitch.
My sister, everybody you guys know. Dude, bro.
Oh, dude.
I didn't give a fuck.
You know all the miles I put in my car.
Bro, I would go to Denver Nuggets games just to fucking have fun, bro. Like, yeah, bro, it's a different
You went to a
lifestyle.
mile high to get a mile high.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the first time you can actually do it in the United States, bro.
And it's
Besides
so
Cali,
liberating to
I was gonna say,
smoke for your
like,
first time and know
You can't look
I'm
back.
not worried about. Yeah,
And like
It's
hotels,
so
like the hotels had like the weed, like you said, the weed leaf. Without it crossed, they had it like it was accepted to smoke. And I'm like, no fuck way, bro, let's go. Like I remember, like I had to put the towel at the fucking hotel wet it and like and go outside, and then like, or you gotta go to your car because you can't get the.
you go to
Security.
Walmart to get the Downy air fresheners to put in the vent.
Yeah,
I can see him already in the bathroom with like the steaming water coming out and then the towel at the bottom. He's sweating.
If we ever travel with the pod, they're gonna see me doing like, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, you want to hit it or no?
yeah, put me in there.
You know, that's crazy because like you said, that there's regulations, there's things, there's warning signs that you have to put on all your packaging. And it's so funny because people go out to like, let's say Colorado, like Chuy, he would go out there and then it says use with extreme caution. He's like, I've been using extreme caution all the time. He's like, I come here not to use it. So
but it's 'cause the crazy part is like you would get it in like, shout out Nubes, by the way, they brought us little samples.
Can I stop you guys real quick? I love you all, but we're Hispanic here, right?
A huevo.
How would you pronounce Nubes?
Yeah.
Thank
Nubes,
you.
like clouds?
It's because my
Thank you.
downstairs neighbor.
stop, that just hit me.
No. It's because my downstairs neighbor works with you guys, and he always says noobs. So I was like,
No, it's perfect,
We've
and
been saying
that's
it wrong
why
this whole
it's
time.
one or the all is invited. All is invited,
Should
but
we
it'll
start
hit
this whole
you.
podcast
But it'll hit you.
good to know that it's so you prefer Nubes?
Nubes.
Nubes.
Oh, they're in Sunland
Yeah,
Park.
'cause-
Nubes. That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
and I always hear noobs, and I'm like, is it noobs? Because it says Nubes way.
I thought it
And
was
they're like,
nudes.
nah, wait.
I thought it was nudes too.
It's like,
Oh,
dude,
wow.
send me some noobs.
No, Nubes. Like I saw Nubes and I was like, okay, like.
Yeah.
But Nubes is it's just on a whole different level. Now I see the clouds.
Now I know why it's spicy.
But going back to it, like you see packaging that it's not a fucking bag and it's not a foil and it's not the weirdest shit. It has a stamp on it, and I remember they were like, "You can't leave without this stamp." And I was like, "What?" And it was. I look at it, and it was a stamp, and it said, I will always remember. It said 1 gram, and then the store, and then the milligrams, and then like a huevo. It said the state of Colorado. And boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, like what fucking universe are we in?
And this was 2012.
Yeah, I found it pretty odd too. I mean, I'd been smoking recreationally for as far as I could remember, half of my life. But yeah, I remember. I mean, obviously the way I would get it was through a street pharmacist. What we called. And I would be lucky if it came in a Ziploc bag and stuff. Usually it'd be like
a trash bag
and a fucking Home Depot receipt, or something.
In a tortilla.
Yeah. I got it once inside an M&M bag. I thought that was cool,
minis?
but. Yeah, but then I remember we had gone to I think it was somewhere in Albuquerque, and they were already selling it out there, and that's the first time I bought it legally. And seeing the package, and I was all like, dude, no way. Like,
you remember your first dispensary.
Yes, dude. I was like,
I know you remember. I remember mine.
I remember mine.
Yeah.
Mine was in Washington. So
Dude, hers was
mine.
like probably like, I don't know. How was that experience?
They're still open to this
still
day.
around?
To this day,
Really?
Freedom Market, and I am gonna
Freedom
shout out
Market?
to them.
Hey, Freedom
Shout out
Market, man.
Freedom
Shout out
Market.
to them,
Longview,
dude.
Washington. Yeah.
Invite us over. We'll do a pod in there, man.
Yeah.
So-
but they're still open.
I do have a question because we were just talking about like the packaging, like going to different places and like it being so new. Is it true that once all these dispensaries opened up, that the black market actually went up because people rather go through the streets than to buy it through like pay taxes?
Right. That is a great question, right? And there's kind of an open-ended answer to this. And the answer is we really don't have an answer, because how can we really keep track of how much the black market was truly selling versus now? I think now
I don't think they're going to be reporting it to the IRS.
Somebody goes around and be like, how much you sell this week?
Exactly.
Hey,
They were
Mr.
like,
Neighbor.
hey,
How many bags today? 2? Okay.
But I do have a really good question.
But that is a good point too. Is the idea that we're paying taxes, right? And that's really where you're asking, is the idea that taxes do kind of drive up cost, and that is true. And I think it is something to take note of. I mean, taxes do have their benefit. You've seen several states. I've even seen kind of how Sunland Park has grown from just the revenue they've received.
I was driving the other day. There used to be all the way up to Country Club. There was a cement, all the trail all the way to Upper Valley.
Yeah.
Now they did it all the way towards Sunland Park.
Shout out
Yes.
to
and I thought that was pretty cool.
the mayor,
it's beautiful.
Javier Parea. We had him on our last
Parea,
podcast
absolutely.
a while ago, and he had told us the plans that he wanted to spread it. He wanted to make sure that people were able to go and open up like a shop where you could go and not just buy it, but actually use it there while you buy food and drinks like that.
Awesome, bro.
And then
Yeah, we need
There's
that.
something like
down
that in Las Cruces, but we would definitely need one here.
Oh,
And
it's
that-
very progressive. Yeah,
that-
here. A
absolutely.
river town or something down there would be super cool. Like,
be so
like,
beautiful.
hey, we're gonna go hang out.
let's
at the
go
river,
after this
you
or
know?
what, guys?
Right?
But I do have another question because
absolutely.
there's so many, like, because it opened up in New Mexico recently in Sunland Park, and we had so many like pop up, like
Dude, like almost all at once.
So in Sunland Park,
Worse than
we have
McDonald's.
like about 10, maybe almost upwards of 10 dispensaries, and we have 15.
15,
I was about to say 15, and we only have one gas station, which is a little bit of imbalance, right? But my question,
And no coffee shop.
no coffee shop. But my
that's
question,
right.
my question
You
is,
can buy gas
how
and
do-
gas.
Yeah, right. But my question is, how is it trying to compete? Because as a business standpoint, like you always want to be the only provider because then you brings in business. So if you have somebody like 10 other, 15 other, 14 other people selling the same thing you're doing,
Right.
how is it that you're standing out so much?
And actually, they are, because from what I heard, or Debbie had told me, I think you guys were like top 5 from the 15 this month.
Yeah.
And that must be so hard because I was like, you can go to 14 other people and get somewhat of the same thing, but it's probably what's going on at Nubes that's a lot different?
That is a great question. I think that there are things we're doing different. One, I think we have found a way to make great relationships with the different vendors in town or the different vendors around the state. So, for example, what I have in front of you is some of what the vendors we have on the shelf. They're not necessarily what we produce.
So this is Green Hornet is your vendor?
Is one of our vendors.
That's super cool. Shout out Green Hornet. You guys have some fire. I've had you guys before.
Yeah, they're really, really good. Leaf and Flower as well. I know they're a dispensary, but they also, manufacture and they have great product as well. And so I think establishing great relationships with the community, with our partners, we were able to really figure out what the community needed, what they wanted. We know price point is a big deal. Huge. And so I think that's what we really focused on was making sure we had a price point that made sense for the community. I'm not worried. I know taxes are there. Absolutely. That's going to be a problem, but I need to make sure grandma on her fixed income can afford the medicine she needs. Yeah. And so we found ways to drive down prices, and I'll give you an example. You guys remember allegedly how much you may have paid for an eighth? Pretty standard across 50, the board. 60. 50. So right now we have 15 out the door for an eighth.
Oh shit.
Hey Kevin, do me a favor. Go over there real quick, yeah? Give me a call when you get there.
9, so rush over. You still have time.
We close at 9.
While we're talking about that, I had also heard that after the pandemic, you guys reached out and helped out a lot of these vendors, right? You guys helped them out with their spaces, and stuff like that.
So the idea after COVID was, so we saw a lot of local businesses had been affected by COVID. We know that here in the United States, around the world, and so coming back to Sunland Park, it's really tragic to see that. I mean, this poor town, anything that could have survived, there's no way through COVID. I mean, what was there isn't anymore. And so we wanted to encourage that local community to kind of rebuild. And so we figured we have space, and who better, I mean, when you shop, you want, and especially when you're shopping to get high, it's nice when you can get a little bit of everything. So when you can get your local made snacks, when you can get your local made artwork, when you can, awesome. Then you're supporting the community. And it was easier for the community to kind of relaunch that way because they're not having to worry about a whole retail space and all that comes with it. It kind of is just
They are like the new gas station, dude. You could get some gas and get some snacks while you're there, and bump out.
Yeah, and shout out because I did your 1 anniversary. I was out there vending that whole morning. It was hot as hell.
It was hot.
We did it. It was
Hold on. Actually, he called me, right? And I was getting a haircut, and I was supposed to go with him, but I had my son with me. But he was telling me, like, you know what? I think I'm going to leave, dude. I'm burning up. And
the cement was cooking.
Yeah, it was cooking.
So hot. We're working on that.
An hour later, I hit him up, and he's like, bro, out of nowhere.
I'm
started
staying,
coming, dude.
bro.
I'm staying. I'm staying, dude. Coming out.
The gummy started to hit.
That's what it was. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Your clients just, they actually took a chance. Because I was far deep in the far, like, and I picked that spot because I needed the outlet.
Yeah,
thinking I always forget that people are lazy to walk towards the end. It's okay, but your customers were acting cool and they stayed all the way through. And a bunch of your employees actually shout out your employees. They liked the corn and they kept coming back.
Before we continue,
yes,
corn on the cup.
Shout out to the corn on the cup. That saved me that day, so thank you. That was my meal of choice for the day.
Thank you guys for supporting.
Before we continue, before I forget as well, can you let everybody watching and listening where your store is located and also your social medias? People could go and see what kind of sales or where you guys, your website as well.
Absolutely. So we are located on 100 Magway Court in Sunland Park. We have our website is nubesdispensary.com. What's kind of cool about that website is you can also do your online ordering, and if you choose, there's also curbside pickup. So for those that may not be able to walk into the store, there's still opportunity to get what you need.
If I could just stay in my car,
discreet, is that right? For you school teachers out there, to be discreet.
Yeah. You show up in back of a cop car and shit.
And teachers, don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, please.
Yep. And at Nubes Dispo.
Nubes
our
Dispo,
handle,
guys.
on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, all that is gonna be all in the description below, guys. Please make sure you guys are following us. Please follow them. Maybe we'll plan a whole get together and we'll storm that store and see what they have to offer. And but speaking of, what would you recommend if somebody was to go in there for the very first time? What would you recommend for them?
Oh gosh, you guys ask
Rosin.
these very open-ended questions. Are you
'Cause it's-
smoking? Are you eating? You know, I who's walking in? Sometimes
The takeover show, and we want to like get high.
Yeah.
We want to have a good.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin's bones
Oh.
are.
Thursday night football's about to be
absolutely.
here. We don't want to drink beers. We want to enjoy a good game. What would you
Got you. Okay, so we definitely have some high grade flour. Between two of our vendors, we have Seed Junkie.
See,
which
Junkie does go hard.
yes,
Do
absolutely.
you guys carry Sea Junkie?
We
That's
do.
fire.
Damn.
We've actually been
my brother would go all the way to fucking I think Anthony for
really.
to
We've
find-
actually
Junkie.
been carrying Seed Junkie almost since the genesis.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Kevin, write
our-
this shit down, yeah.
Nice.
down, write that down.
So, see, Junkie's been in the
So-
game for a minute then.
They have,
Yeah.
they have, and
what's up.
they're doing good things here in New Mexico. They've obviously picked good partners here in New
That's
Mexico,
good.
and
It's because this is what I tell people, and people don't understand. They're like, New Mexico, blah, 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 it's a dead ass city, a dead ass state. But I tell them, bro, you guys do not understand that we are the largest selling green chili in the world. Now
Yeah.
put that cannabis in the soil. I'll see you later.
right?
Yeah. People don't
He's
think
like talking about Maui Wowie.
people
Let's
don't
talk
think
about the green
that,
chili.
You know, like,
The green
nah,
chili
like,
Kush.
This is the new green
that Maui
chili.
Wowie already burned. No disrespect
Green
to
chili
Hawaii,
Kush.
but let's
green
put you on
chili
that
Kush.
green hatch. You know, like that.
Yep.
Green, you know, like
Yeah.
it's time. It's our time, New Mexico.
Exactly.
I have
It really
some-
is.
Yeah, and I see, honestly, I see them have an MLS team before anybody here, like Phoenix or anybody, like a real pro soccer team.
Yeah.
So I see the cannabis industry putting money in the city. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
like hard.
Yep.
How long have you guys been there now? How long has this dispensary been open for?
So our 1 year was August 4th.
Oh,
so
wow.
a little
there you
over a
go.
year.
Yeah, give them a round of applause. And you guys
And
are
many
about-
more people.
And many more. Yeah, they're about to open their second location.
Yes.
Right? Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that's going?
That's
Yeah,
super cool.
actually, I'm really excited about this location because I feel like I'm going back home. So it's going to be right across the street from the university. So it's
By the Starbucks.
not down by the
not that
Starbucks,
deep?
but it's actually, so you know the old NMSU off-campus bookstore?
Yes.
We're actually taking over
Over?
that location.
It's like, who needs school books? I got you.
Yeah.
I got what you need.
I got the
what you
new
need.
books.
So we're right across the
the new
street from, yeah, exactly.
They're hollowed out and they're joined in the side.
New chapters and
We
everything.
use
you
the
go,
papers
guys.
for something else.
This is a
Just
new
here to
higher
educate
education.
you. Yeah, exactly.
So also, this new spot, the land is owned by the college, right?
Yes, by the university.
So you guys are the first dispensary that the New Mexico State University does business with or rents
Yes.
out with. That is insane. Give her a round of
That's super
applause,
cool.
dude.
Like, and how did that go about? If you don't
How
mind?
hard was that?
It was a process for sure. Definitely, when we reached out to the university, of course, we didn't know what our chances were with how many dispensaries are like currently existing in Las Cruces, but the university had gone through a list of applicants from our understanding, and we did have to show them everything from our culture, from our compliance to our
Wait,
our
a
model
college
and
asked
where
you for
we're-
all this?
Well, yeah, well, because it has to be a business. It has to be a viable
Exactly.
bro.
business.
We're
They want to
living-
make sure.
We're living in a world where like cannabis in college. I'm out, bro.
Where you going?
I'm going back to college.
I'm going back to school.
There you go, sending them all back to NMSU.
All back
Go
to
back to
education.
school.
Shit,
It's cool
sorry,
to go to
minors.
school now.
And
see?
that's crazy because like how we've been talking, we don't know how certain businesses or people want to be associated with
Correct.
cannabis, but the great positive image that you've attached yourself to the cannabis is it's already showing.
No, and
because of the
if you
college.
think about it, it's because of people like you when they present their business, right? I've seen several businesses the same type that it's really all they care about is like, hey, we want to sell this shit. It's the best shit. It'll get you high.
Throw some names in there.
Yeah, you don't feel like whoever is doing this actually cares for whoever is buying the product.
Yeah,
Because like you said, a lot of people not just buy to get high, but some people use it as a medicine.
it's medicinal. It's for their anxiety. It's because I have
Exactly.
depression. It's because I don't have like an appetite or certain things like that. So not only is it for you to get high, but it's to help you.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Just guys, stop
ADHD,
drinking and
yeah.
smoke some weed.
Yeah, park and spark.
Well, you can drink
motherfuckers.
too. You probably got drinks too. It's like,
Park and spark for real.
And we are working on our drink lines.
okay.
That's what's
on
up.
bringing in good drink
Coming
lines.
to you
Guess what
soon.
we're gonna be
Yeah.
drinking during our pods, guys.
You know
so-
what? I used to go I like in like I said Colorado, and I used to go to this specific dispensary because they had soda pops. Yeah.
Soda
The
pops?
blue raspberry one. It was like
There, I will say,
Fire,
there are
like,
vendors coming out with
fire.
some really cool things. So I'm really excited to see where the drink market is going to go here soon
Yeah.
because it really it's coming.
and
I know
I,
it's coming.
I saw snacks.
I
and
want to go
stuff.
hardcore. Can they just put in a syringe? You know, just get that shit.
RSO.
Too much
Have you had
shit,
RSO?
No, that's too much shit. Yeah. There you go.
I think those would be your favorite.
Hey, yo, chill.
I just
Get him a
guys.
six
No,
pack.
say no to needles.
That's a perfect segue to our halfway point.
Yeah. That being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take a break right now. Right, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're gonna ask Ms. Gutierrez here a little bit more about Nubes Dispensary.
Nubes.
Don't say noobs, guys.
Yeah, it's Nubes. Okay,
hey,
Nubes.
all is welcome. It's okay.
It's Nubes. All right. If I hear you guys say noobs, dude.
For me. Through this
But
table.
guys, yeah, we'll be right back. We still have 5 random questions and trending topics. So guys, make sure you guys are following, subscribing, liking, sharing, and all that good stuff. And we'll be right back right after this.
I'm Brandi Gutierrez, and you're watching The Takeover Show.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Episode number 7. Sheesh. Once again, big shout out to our new friend, owner of Nubes Dispensary, Miss Brandi Gutierrez. Give her a triple horn too, Danny. Come on, man. One more time, thank you so much for giving us your time. It's been fun. It's great. Thank you so much for the shirts, for these little gifts out
the
here,
love.
for the love.
Taking your time to
the
come out
hoodie.
and
Yeah.
telling your story, honestly. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So
There's actually before the break, right? I wanted to ask you, but we want to get to our halftime. You know, it's
Yeah,
football
yeah.
season halftime.
yeah.
I wanted to ask a little bit more because we had been talking about like you being in Sunland Park and helping the community out and
Right.
during COVID. What are some other things that you've done? Because I know you've done so much community work that it's kind of hard to just put it all on the table. But what are some things that really were like you saw had a big effect on the?
You're like,
community?
damn, this is
Right.
a badge on my shoulder.
Honestly, I think our Thanksgiving event was last year, and one we're definitely going to repeat this year, was probably our most successful event. So we opened in August, and then in November we decided for Thanksgiving to take the day and shut down. And a lot of us still wanted to be interactive with the community. And now that we finally had a business and we were open, we decided to serve food to the community that day from our site. And
Yeah,
so
that's
we
awesome.
served over 400 plates that day. What we had left over, we took to a homeless shelter. And
Yeah,
so
that
yeah.
deserves a big round of applause, dude.
think
for
that
sure.
was-
When you do it, you have like 4 more hands to help you out serve. We'll definitely be there. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We're here.
Please
We will
do.
be there.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
I'll let you know.
To me, helping the community is a big part because we can't move if we don't help each other, and that's the way
Exactly.
this city doesn't work like that. And, like,
Exactly.
you got like how you said you got 4, which is 8. We're here to help, and we're here to put some smiles on those.
And I love it
Oh,
because I grew up in Sunland Park.
Oh, wow.
I'm from Sunland Park.
Nice.
I went to Riverside Elementary. I grew up there. I did all that. And
right there.
right there.
Yeah.
And I drive by Nubes every day.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I'm there all the time too. No, I'm just playing. No, I buy all the time. And I actually had one of my parties across the street from you where you have that party hall.
Yes.
So that whole little part, Sunland Park has a special place in my heart. So, and especially because the city has gone through a lot,
bro.
Yes.
The previous, like, I'm not sure if you know about the sports complex.
What's going on with that?
Well, previously when I was younger, they did like this whole presentation. Like the city came in and they said, "Hey, we're gonna build a sports complex. By the time you get to middle school, it'll be all there. We're just gonna it involved indoor basketball. It was gonna be actually big. It was gonna have a pool. They're gonna have a skate park, like a soccer field, a football. Like everything was gonna be designated for itself. There's gonna be big, right? This was when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, and they said by the time you get to middle school, it'll be built. Come to middle school, nothing happened, and they said it's gonna be right next to the school. So after school, you can actually just walk to the complex. Come to find out, somebody in the city stole a lot of money or misplaced a lot of the money that was going to go into the project. Oh, wow. And it was kind of put on hold. So I've kind of felt like a lot of the city of El Paso has gone down, like since we don't have any outlets and people start to get in trouble and start doing the wrong things. So it's poetic how marijuana is the one thing that has brought everything and starting to build it back together.
It's boosting the economy. Absolutely.
And like you said that, shout out Rob Deerdick, you put a skate park in the community, but that's the only thing that Sunland Park got, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're apologies for what happened, but we'll give you a little bit. So all we have right now is like a little playpen, skate park in the back, and then 2 soccer fields.
I think though it's a true testament not only to the fact that we do see all these funds rolling in, but it's a testament to Sunland Park's current government because you're actually starting to see these build outs.
Yeah.
Before where they've made promises, they were always empty, and now the money's there.
Yeah.
So,
and it's so crazy.
There's no excuse no more.
And they're actually doing it. You actually, like, I'm driving by that sports complex every day, and
it's growing.
You see it. My kids actually play at that park, so they're always telling me about every little update. So I can appreciate the gravity of that.
They cleaned it up and everything because I used to live there and it was closed a long time for COVID, and they would do food drives and they wouldn't open it for a long time.
Yeah, right now I definitely have seen them building out, and
there's a water park getting built, right?
Yep, absolutely. And just to watch, because of course it's being involved in the cannabis industry, you were involved in some of these city council meetings, so you get to sit back and really see what the city is trying to expand to, and it's a beautiful project, and it's really coming together.
I've never thought about it, or let alone say it out loud, but I might even move to Sunland Park, bro.
Yeah,
let's go.
It's beautiful. I'm
hey,
there, but
we're all there. We're hanging
out.
Bring your business over. Let's have a good time.
Let's make some money together.
And then you were talking about expansion. I know that we talked about you're opening a second location in a great spot, which I think is a great opportunity. But where else do you see Nubes going? Like, where are some places you want?
Other states or
what
cities?
Other states? Okay, so there's actually a couple things we're gonna do. So yes, we do want to expand to other states. So we've already started, putting our eye on Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
On Virginia. So definitely our eyes are looking outward and seeing what else we can do. But, I'm kind of going back to my roots of chemistry. I definitely I'm in retail right now. We're selling and it's great. But at heart, I think I want to be in a lab. And so the next direction of our company is definitely going to focus in on our production and a lot of some of these products, because we have an advantage to really make these medical products and have an outlet that people are already comfortable with, a store. So we're really excited to kind of, bring some of this shaman-like products so people actually can benefit,
I could just picture Brandy, like in the back, like in the lab coat, like
just wait till you try this one, motherfucker.
She comes out with a gummy, try this.
Wait till you try this one.
He turns blue. Like Willy Wonka, he turns blue. Blueberry?
That's so funny.
So can I try it or what?
One of my first experiences, like in media, was I was interviewed by like the NMSU Roundup, And so there I am, plastered on front page with gloves that didn't fit because we ran out of gloves that day, and with a lab coat. And so, looking at it now, my daughter found that, and she goes, "Supermom, is this part of the medicine that you made?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, damn
That's
right it
awesome. So, like in 10 years from now, where do you see Nubes, or where do you see yourself? Do you see more than like 5 stores open? Are you going to be concentrating, like you said, more on the production of creating it?
Right. So the whole goal for this company, I believe, is we really wanted to expand access and really link this medical market back into the rec market. We've seen, everyone kind of says nowadays the rec market ruined the medical market. And I think they're now, especially as people are becoming more accepting, there's going to be opportunity where we can really begin to hone in again on how this is a medicine, how it is medicinal. And I think for our company, we really want to promote that and get ahead of that. And so absolutely expanding access and having stores all over the US is huge.
They're gonna look like a Walgreens. What's it called?
A CVS.
A CVS. Yeah, you walk in and like you'll have your recreational stuff, and then you'll have your pharmacy in the back if you need any help.
As much as I love that image, I kind of when we thought of this, we thought of like the old school shaman when you go to Mexico and in the back they have
smoke.
and they have all of their different herbs, and they're like, here's this tea and try that, and you actually feel better. And so I think, that's another thing we're trying to encapsulate is bringing it back to the roots of the culture in this industry. Like the Hispanic culture, for example,
what were they
has
called?
almost been entirely lost.
Yerberas.
Yerberas. Yeah, we don't call our job description is not a bud tender. We actually go as far as to say we have yerberas.
Yerberas. Yeah, that's crazy because I have a friend that's a bud tender, and he gets so upset when people come in and say, what's going to get me the highest? Like, what's your strongest? Because like you said, the culture's been so like that line has been so muffled lately that it's just like, it's not what's strongest for you, is what type are you looking for? Is it a head? Is it a body?
And I think all that has to do with that a lot of these people that come in are not educated on the product, right? They just see what they see on TV or hear from a friend, and so they walk in and they're just asking for like, hey man, what's going to put me to sleep for a week?
Yeah. And I think I can agree with that. I think that we need to expand education in the market, and the more we do that, the more people are going to come in questioning and asking for the right type of products. And I think that's what we're really trying to focus on, even from a yerbera to consumer standpoint, is, they, like all my yerberas, for example, get individualized training from me as a chemist and as someone who is under all my research. They get a mini class on when they hire out. And so when they're talking to their customers, they're actually describing the effects of some of the other chemicals that are found within cannabis, not just the cannabinoids, but your terpenes, and how those different effects may help you. Why CBD this time? Why CBN? Why CBG? Why not just the highest THC?
Exactly.
So I think that's really going to be the aim, is just really focusing on the original intent of this plant, which was medicine. Exactly. We're bringing it back to the roots of the culture. If you've gone in my store, it's definitely very vivacious.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how you have your lobby like with I think it was a tree or something like. I can't remember. You had
the
him
wall
on the
of weed. So yes, my partner painted a mural on our wall. It's an octopus, and all of his legs are each a shelf.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so
cool,
right now we're bigger than Baskin Robbins. We have over 31 flavors. So.
Wow! Shout out Baskin Robbins.
Has anybody on the Baskin Robbins team put a salad and
she's more in the mix than Baskin Robbins?
You know what? That's a good question. I need to reach out to them and ask.
Yeah, because I would like to taste
awesome.
that 32 flavor.
Exactly.
That 32 flavor.
The
Kids are
32nd
waving
flavor.
at us.
Shout out the kids in the karate class here.
Y'all want some?
Thank you for bringing your kids.
No.
Oh, no.
Well, you know what? And it's crazy that you bring that up, because you know, like back to the roots, right? That it's medicinal. Like I actually watched this thing on Vice. Shout out Vice. I love Vice.
Oh, right.
And I saw this one show where it was more for children that had a lot of seizures. They're epileptic and the medicine wouldn't work. And I really like that because they go back to the oils or back to like, I think it was like a rosin. It was black.
RSO.
It was like tar. Yes.
Yeah, RSO.
And just to see the effect was amazing. Like some people were like
Parkinson's. Like I've seen some people with like Parkinson's and they chill out.
I like that it's just like, oh, it helps, but they're bringing up both sides. It's like how people feel about giving a child marijuana, but then how does it benefit the child? Right. And it's really good because I saw the video where she was having a seizure. She was, you know, like her headaches. It's bad. She cries, you know, so it's really bad. And then they give her the medicine. And she's outside and she's playing. She's having a good time.
She's
and
being a kid.
The mom though it's an inner turmoil because she's
absolutely.
she's like, I want my child to be better. I want her to live a fruitful life, but I am also giving her marijuana. And she's like, I sit there and I watch her and she's looking at the sky and she's enjoying herself. But I think like that's what we need to go back to. You know, like it's more of like the reasoning behind it. It's not just to get high and have a good time, but it's also for some people to benefit their life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think the more open we are about it, the more accepting we are, and even working with some of these, you know, like our government entities. Exactly. We deal with regulation for safety, to make sure that this is something that still benefits people. And I think there's been a lot of miscommunication along that way. And the more we work to bridge that gap and the more that we look to expand the knowledge, and when is that threshold of when it's beneficial or when it's actually hurting a kid?
Yes.
I don't think anyone really, I mean, there are probably doctors out there that have the answer, but they're definitely not loud enough and published enough. So I think, you know, that's the whole point of what we're doing.
I think you're doing a great job.
An amazing job.
I mean, the reason why you're doing it's even what makes this even more special, and I feel that because of the reason that you're doing it, you're gonna continue to be more successful. I know you guys are projected to do even better this next month, which for sure I'll probably spend my whole check out there too. But
that makes sense because it's the why that drives. Like people, if their why was to make money, their goals and their vision is gonna be a lot different as to yours is like to really recultivate or like really educate people. So I think it's more of like the sense of the person that loves the journey is going to get farther than the person that loves the destination at that point. So that just speaks volumes of where you're.
Danny, I love how you talk,
I
man.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Everything you said, I'd get it in a tattoo on my back.
Right?
You're going to get a new back because I have so many.
All right, guys. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to go move towards the back end of this podcast. And I want to get into some trending topics. I'm going to put this over to our boy Chewy. Some trending topics, and then after this, I want to do some 5 random questions with our girl BRANDI GUTIERREZ, and like I said, they are random. All right. So, Chewy, what do you got, bro?
Trending topics. Football's back.
Oh no! Yes, hold on. Time out. Let me rephrase that.
That's 3 for 3 weeks.
Yay to football season. I just say oh no because all the good men in my life
they're gonna be busy for the next couple months.
Yeah, and I'm trying to run a dispensary. I don't have time to sit. I can catch highlights, but you know, so it's gonna be a very lonely next couple of months. That's okay. I need time to focus. So. Thanks for reminding me. That's how I feel about that trending topic.
I didn't even think about that. We're out here like promoting it, like, "Are you boys ready?"
Yeah. And you know what? I feel so bad for saying that as a Texan. I'll make sure I pray this off, but. Definitely.
No, you're not the first, and I'm gonna throw him under the bus. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. The last 2 guests that we had, our boy Jamal Streeter and Ruben Alvarez. Shout out to them too. But we asked them the same question, and they're like, "I don't like sports."
What?
I don't like sports, dude. I don't know. I'm still thinking about releasing their episode or not. Yeah. But so yeah, you're not really obviously Cowboy. If somebody says, "Are you a Cowboy fan?" What's your answer?
Obviously, that has stayed my answer even when I lived in Houston.
Okay, I was waiting to see what she was going to say.
Yes.
So I was like,
okay,
which button in my press?
So here's the thing. Like, I already jumped into cannabis after, graduating and running in college. Like, I was making my dad very proud. Yeah. And then I jumped into cannabis. And so I had to make sure that I balanced, this relationship. And so I was like, it's okay, Dad, because I still love the Cowboys. And so I figured if I promoted the Cowboys, he'd still love me and accept me for, these life changes I've made.
What did he say? Like, are you high right now?
Well, that's why I'm a fan of the Cowboys.
Back at
you can talk all the shit you want about the Cowboys. I'm a Chargers fan, man. Shout out to the Chargers.
But you know what? I will say I have been supporting the Raiders because I just moved here back from Vegas. From Vegas.
Brandy, it's
back
getting
home.
worse.
I know. No, it's okay. It just means I'm a sports fan.
Hey,
respect.
You hear that, Ruben, Jamal?
Jesus Christ. To keep the revenue.
I'm a lady. What's up with that?
Like, to keep the revenue and have the customers come in, we're gonna cut that part.
Okay, that's fine.
All Cowboys fans are welcome. Yeah, for sure. What else we got, Chewy? I know there's some good stuff out there, man.
There's a lot of people. There's a trending thing of people leaving their dogs in the car right now. What's going on with that?
Do you have pets?
I do. I have two. I have a cat and a dog.
Thoughts on that?
Yes. Yes. I have my mini pug. He's a black mini human being, and his name's Bucket. And then I have a black cat named Sushi. So
Sushi.
Yeah.
How did that come around?
Sushi is actually
they like fish.
Yeah, it's this whole story about how a friend of mine had a cat. I was watching it and it ran away.
Oh shit!
What does that say?
Yeah, we went and searched for it in all of Las Vegas, and we found Sushi at the pound, thinking that was her old cat.
I've seen this movie too.
We adopted the cat.
I've seen this movie too.
We adopted the cat, and then when it came home, it like grew 2 more inches and like a bunch of hair, and we were like, "This is not the same cat." And she goes, "Well, it's yours now." And so we renamed it. I don't know how we came up with Sushi. I think we were eating that at the time, and she was so mad. She was just like, "Whatever, name it Sushi. I don't care." We've yeah.
But you got the wrong cat.
Yeah, we got the wrong cat. We did.
Dude,
but now the cat's mine. It chose us.
It's Meet the Fockers, isn't it? Or it was...
Well, no, I was thinking about the movie where this lady lost her child, and then they brought back the baby. No, and they brought back a child, and they said, "This is your baby." Yeah, they're like, "This is your baby." And she's like, "That's not my kid." It's like, "This is your kid." And they kept pushing onto it, but it wasn't her child.
No, her story is literally on a movie, and this guy that went to go meet his future father and mother-in-law had a cat. He let the cat out. Cat ran away. He found one at the pound. He brought it back.
What? You're right.
Spray painted his tail.
Yes, that was You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Like, her whole life is all these movies.
So funny.
From chemistry teacher to the dispensary. What other stuff have you done?
What movies have you been in? I was like, you're probably the writer.
Is there another show going on? One more, Chewy. Give us one more trending topic. I did say, I don't know if you heard about this, but I found it kind of crazy. India is changing their name.
Yeah. That was a weird one, bro.
To Bharat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just playing.
No, they are.
Yeah, we looked it up yesterday.
In the G20 summit, they came in and introduced themselves as Bharat or something like that. And it made me think, like, should America change their name too?
To what? What would you say?
Nubes.
Hey.
We're getting there.
Yeah. We're getting there, man.
What does that mean, though? Do you know the definition of that?
No,
Where
I
it
don't.
stems from?
But I was looking at it, and it just made me think, like, how many times has a country changed their name and stuff like that, and what kind of name? If anything, I would just say, like, just say America. I think saying America, United States of America is just way too long. It's just America.
Just America.
Like,
we just.
But you have to say
it.
like America.
Yeah, like it has.
Like a drunk,
you
like a drunk uncle, like America.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
actually, a trending topic I saw this morning was, do you know where Six Flags got its name from?
Yeah.
Where? No, I didn't.
Yeah, so there was 6 countries in the state of Texas at one point, so that's why it's called Six Flags.
And I didn't know that. It's because Misa has a tendency of always putting us on knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm gonna one-up him today. And I saw it, but Danny beat me to it.
But not me.
But Danny is correct. And I didn't know France was part of Texas. If people did know that. I did not know that.
Yeah. Texas. That's why I always say Texas is the best country in America. I love Texas. But just legalize this shit already, man.
Hurry up.
Yeah,
and
let's just catch up, Texas.
Yeah.
Catch up. Yeah.
So
think
this
it's
is what
time.
we're gonna do now. I got 5 random questions, all right? And before I start asking you these questions, I'm gonna ask Danny to put some music on because we need some good music for this. Danny, it's my jam, dude. Let it play for a little bit, dude.
Kevin, hit it.
All right. For question number 1, like I said, these are all random questions. I've been thinking about them throughout the week. What I really want to know is, would you rather have red or green